Alright, once you log in, you can see that this is what we call our dashboard, and it's full of stuff. Most of the stuff here we actually don't need at all. So if we go up to screen options, this is all the stuff that they have. So let's go ahead and get rid of the news, the blog, the recent drafts, the quick press, the plugins, the incoming links, recent comments, and right now. That leaves our welcome screen. It gives us something to look at least. So we really don't use any of this stuff over here anyway. What's most important is what's over here, because this allows us to be able to configure everything. And you can see it's all broken down into different sections. One of the sections is posts, and if you follow my last video, we went into post section, and I'll just go ahead and do this again. And we're going to get rid of the hello world, and now that is gone. This is was at first a blog type of a content management system, but now it's turned into a website one, but it still has the blog stuff there. As I mentioned before, media is where we will store all our stuff. This is where our pages are. We have no pages right now. Comments we don't use. Again, that's a blog kind of thing. Appearance is important part. This is where we have our themes, and we'll be installing a theme in a later video. Widgets are pre-designed pieces of the website, or a section of the website that we can go ahead and install, like a calendar. So there'll be a calendar widget, and we can go ahead and install that on a page if we want. Sort of like pre-written code. Then we have menus. There's a menu system that you can have menus all over the place. You can create many different menus, but we're going to go with the menus that are built into the theme that we have, and probably not deviate too much from that. Then we have the headers that goes on to the website, and we can configure that also. What type of background, and again, a lot of this stuff automatically comes with the theme, and then there's an editor that allows us to go in and change some of the settings within our site. Plugins are things that we can go ahead and these are external pieces of software that we can install onto our website to add functionality. So it has a calendar widget in there that allows us to put on a calendar that just has a date. But what happens if we wanted a calendar that allowed people to see which tennis instructors are available, and then sign up for them, and then install, have the instructors all sign in, and say when they're going to be working, and then they can match up together. That's a pretty hefty piece of code that would have to be written. But there's people out there that write plugins, and they just write the code that adds that functionality, and then they give them away. They usually have a free version, which everybody uses, and then they have a paid version, which they hope other people will use. So the paid version has enhancements, and some people will go, wow, I would like to have that enhancement. And the paid ones usually aren't that expensive. So you might be talking about $25 for the paid version versus free, but the paid version has a lot of extra stuff. So let's go ahead and take a look at our install plugins. Alright, so we got a bunch of ones here. And I'm curious of why these are all here, but we have the you may not have these. These look like from an install component that I had. I had installed a theme, so you may only see the Hello Dolly, and of course the Hello Dolly one we do not need. It is just an added one here, so we have one, so we can go ahead and delete that. Okay, and yes, we want to delete that and get rid of all the stuff. Okay, let's go back and take a look at our dashboard. You can see that there's 4 updates. Let's take a look at those updates. One of the things is that WordPress now has a 4.0 version of it, and we can update to that now. In fact, that's what we'll go ahead and do. But you have to be careful. What will happen is when we update to the 4.0, freehostia will go out, get the update, and install it for us. Problem is, some of the plugins, that's a fairly new update, and some of the plugins don't work with the may not work with the 4.0. So it's always dangerous to update your WordPress site unless you take a look at what the what the version is doing, what extra enhancements it's going to do. And one of the important ones is the security. You might have heard about a year ago that WordPress sites had a security flaw in it, allowing people just to be able to log in and take over the website. New versions came out, plugged that hole. Everything's fine now. But we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and update it now. It only takes a few seconds for it to download and install, and then we'll have the newest version, and then we'll install other things on top of that. But once your client's website is up, if you get a new WordPress version, you need to go into Google and Google it and find out, hey, what the heck is that new version, and why should I bother uploading it? Because what might happen is you would end up breaking your site because some of the enhancements doesn't work with the theme that you have, and all of a sudden your website's not working. So, all right. Well, this is actually going to tell us exactly what it did when it updated it, but I'm not going to even bother looking at that. I'm going to go right to the back to our WordPress site and take a look at some of these other updates that are there. And I can't see them because I'm off the screen here. Okay, so right now we have the latest version. As it mentions here, automatically the security ones will be placed in there. And we haven't gone to the themes section yet, but these are themes that have already been installed for us, and there are new versions of that. But so we won't bother updating those themes because we're not going to be using them anyway. All right, so we've taken a look at the dashboard. We've gotten rid of a post. We've updated our WordPress, and now we're ready to go ahead and start playing around with it.